Apollo 16 astronauts. Left to right, Lunar Module pilot Charles M. Duke, Commander John W. Young, and Command Module pilot Thomas K. Mattingly II during a training exercise in preparation for the lunar landing mission. Astronaut Edgar D. Mitchell, Apollo 14 lunar module pilot, moves across the lunar surface as he looks over a traverse map during extravehicular activity. Lunar dust can be seen clinging to the boots and legs of the spacesuit. Astronaut Edgar D. Mitchell, lunar module pilot for the Apollo 14 lunar landing mission, stands by the deployed U.S. flag on the lunar surface during the early moments of the first extravehicular activity of the mission. He was photographed by astronaut Alan B. Shepard Jr., mission commander, using a 70mm modified lunar surface Hasselblad camera. A front view of the Apollo 14 lunar module Antares, which reflects a circular flare caused by the brilliant sun. The unusual ball of light was said by the astronauts to have a jewel-like appearance. At extreme left, the lower slope of Cone Crater can be seen. Astronauts John Young and Virgil Grissom are pictured during water egress training in a large indoor pool at Ellington Air Force Base, Texas. Young is seated on top of the Gemini capsule while Grissom is in the water with a life raft. Apollo 13 astronauts James A. Lovell and Fred W. Hayes Jr. during practice moonwalk at Kennedy Space Center. This mission drastically changed after an explosion of one of the oxygen tanks in the surface module forced the Apollo 13 crew to abort the lunar landing mission and return to Earth. Challenger wreckage remains and boxes of debris being lowered into abandoned Minuteman missile silos at Complex 31 on Cape Canaveral Air Force Station. The prime crew of Apollo 1, Virgil Grissom, Edward H. White, and Roger Chaffee, during training in Florida. On January 27, 1967, the crew was killed when a fire erupted in their capsule during testing. Apollo 1 was originally designated as 204, but following the fire, the astronauts' widows requested that the mission be remembered as Apollo 1, and following missions would be numbered subsequent to the flight that never made it into space.
This close-up view of the interior of the command module shows the effects of the intense heat of the flash fire which killed the prime crew during a routine training exercise. While strapped into their seats inside the command module atop the Saturn IB rocket, a spark ignited the pure oxygen environment. The speed and intensity of the fire quickly exhausted the oxygen supply inside the crew cabin. Unable to open the hatch due to its cumbersome design, the crew lost consciousness and perished.
The two members of the Apollo 13 crew who planned to land on the Moon's Framora region in the lunar module underwent a walkthrough of the extravehicular activity timeline. Fred W. Hayes Jr., lunar module pilot, tries out a motorized core sampler, while James A. Lovell Jr., the Apollo 13 commander, looks on at left. Astronaut Donald R. Pettit, Expedition 6 NASA ISS science officer, photographs his helmet visor during an extravehicular activity or spacewalk. Pettit's arms and camera are visible in the reflection of his helmet visor. Astronaut Kenneth D. Bowersox, mission commander, is also visible in visor reflection, upper right. An engineer, operating a rig used for studying film cooling of combustors. Apollo-Soyuz test project prime crew member Donald K. Slayton suits up for an altitude test of the Apollo command module in an altitude chamber of Kennedy Space Center's Manned Spacecraft Operations Building. The prime crew of the Apollo 16 lunar landing mission. From left to right, Thomas K. Mattingly II, command module pilot, John W. Young, commander, and Charles M. Duke Jr., lunar module pilot. Crew members of mission STS-51L stand in the White Room at Pad 39B following the end of the terminal countdown demonstration test. From left to right they are: teacher and space participant, Sharon McAuliffe; payload specialist, Gregory Jarvis; Mission Specialist, Judy Resnick. Commander Dick Scobie. Mission Specialist, Ronald McNair. Pilot, Michael Smith, and Mission Specialist Elizan Onizuka. They all died 20 days later in the Challenger disaster.